Archangel Michael speaks to you now with an urgency that vibrates through the very core of the cosmos, commanding your spirit to stop, to listen, and to breathe because you have stumbled upon a frequency that was orchestrated specifically for you at this exact second of your existence, and this is not a coincidence, nor is it a random algorithm, but rather a direct intervention from the halls of heaven designed to awaken you to a reality you have sensed but have not yet seen. Your abundance key is here, right now, hovering within your energy field, and you have entered a sacred 24-hour window that will determine the trajectory of your destiny, a window where the veil between your prayers and their answers is thinner than it has ever been, and if you unlock this moment, if you stay present with this message, you will receive what heaven has prepared for you. But I must warn you with the deepest love and the sternest truth that if you scroll past, if you ignore this pull, you may miss the breakthrough that has been trying to find you for years. I order you to open this right now, not with your eyes, but with your spirit, because this is not a joke, this is not a game, this is about money, it is about destiny, it is about the restoration of everything that was stolen from you, and it is about the breakthrough you have been praying for in the quiet desperation of your own room when the world was asleep and you were wondering if anyone was listening. My child, my beloved, before you read even one more line, listen to me with the deepest attention of your soul, for heaven has been waiting for this exact moment, not yesterday, not next week, but now, because this message could not reach you earlier as the gates of abundance open only when your spirit is ready to receive, and today, your name was spoken in the halls of light, echoed by legions of angels who have been assigned to your case, instructed to deliver a financial breakthrough that carries your specific energetic signature. A powerful shift has already been released toward you, a kinetic wave of prosperity that is moving at the speed of grace, and it is not a coincidence you are reading this, it is divine timing, and if you feel something in your chest right now, that tightening, that curiosity, that sudden magnetic pull, it is because your spirit recognizes the truth, it recognizes the vibration of home, and it knows that you are standing on the precipice of a miracle. Before I go deeper, beloved, let me ask you something that only you and the divine know. Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you try, the breakthrough always seems one step away? Have you ever felt like abundance is close enough to touch yet somehow blocked at the last second, as if an invisible glass wall separates you from the life you know you deserve? My child, that wasn't failure, that wasn't incompetence, and it certainly wasn't bad luck, that was preparation, it was a training ground, a spiritual boot camp where heaven was forging your spirit in the fires of patience so that when this moment arrived, you would recognize it, you would not run from it, and you would not doubt it, for a key has been placed in your hands, a real spiritual key, and an unseen door is opening. And behind that door is the money, the opportunities, the unexpected support, the favor, and the miraculous upliftment you have quietly begged for in your prayers. But this key works only when you stay awake, only when you refuse to skip the message meant for your destiny, so lean closer, my child, because I want you to hear the truth that was hidden from you, the secret reason why things have been so hard. Someone tried to close this door, someone doubted your worth, someone spoke words of limitation over your life and said you would never rise, but heaven overruled their words today. Heaven looked at the ledger of your life and said, "Release abundance to my child, enough delay, enough struggle," and that is why Michael stands before you now, calling your spirit forward out of the shadows and into the light of receiving. My child, my beloved, there is a reason your soul feels this message pulling you in. You are not imagining it, you are not overthinking, you are awakening to your divine timeline where money is trying to move toward you, where a breakthrough is trying to reach you, where a blessing is trying to land in your life. But heaven must know if you are ready, truly ready to receive it without guilt, without fear, and without looking back. Before I reveal the rest, let me speak to your inner heart, for I have seen what you have endured. You have carried burdens no one sees, you have cried in silence where no ear could hear but God's, you have given from an empty place, pouring out to others even when your own cup was dry, and you have supported others even while your own life felt unstable, wondering when it would be your turn. Heaven saw every moment. You were not abandoned, you were not invisible. The delay wasn't punishment, it was alignment. And now that alignment is here, my beloved, the next lines require your full attention because a prophetic shift was released exactly 24 hours before you opened this message, a shift that carries abundance in a form you do not expect. It may come through a person, a call, an opportunity, a sudden approval, or a blessing that looks small but grows large, but it will come, and what matters is your readiness to recognize it. Before you go further, beloved, if your spirit feels this message touching you, do not ignore it, do not push it aside, and if you want to keep receiving messages like this, you must affirm your readiness, for your future depends on the messages you do not skip. Now listen very carefully, for there is money assigned to your name, not money you begged for, not money you chased until you were exhausted, but money that has been hovering around your energy field, waiting for divine permission to enter, and today is that permission, today is that release. But heaven gave one instruction: my child must stay awake, stay open, stay connected. My child, the key is in your hands, you may not see it physically, but spiritually it is glowing, it is ancient, it is powerful, and when a key like this appears, it does not appear twice, it appears once at the moment your spirit is ready to cross into a higher level, so take a deep breath because what I reveal next will ignite your destiny. You have been chosen for abundance, not by chance, not by luck, but by divine design, and the financial miracle coming toward you is not an accident, it is a correction, a restoration, a divine repayment for every injustice you survived, every time you were cheated, every time you were overlooked, every time you were undervalued. My beloved, heaven has opened the book of your name and the angels have begun to rewrite your financial story. What you thought was over is beginning again. What you believed was denied is being returned, what you thought you lost is coming back multiplied, and now I am going to take you deeper into the mystery of this moment. My child, my beloved, what I am about to reveal is not something your mind is prepared for, but your spirit is, because you have been walking through a season of hidden warfare where doors opened halfway and then slammed shut, where people promised support and then disappeared, where opportunities rose like the sun and then vanished into the night. You blamed yourself, you thought you weren't smart enough or good enough, but heaven never blamed you because heaven knew the truth. You were surrounded by energies that were not aligned with your rise, people who claimed to care but carried silent jealousy, people who smiled at you but felt threatened by your growth, people who spoke encouragement but held doubt in their hearts when you were not looking. Their energy created a fog around your path, a spiritual heaviness that pulled your abundance down, creating a ceiling you could not break through, but heaven watched all of it, and when the time came, heaven said, enough. My beloved, listen with your inner ear, for there was a moment recently, an ordinary moment for you but extraordinary in the spiritual world, when you chose yourself, when you made a silent decision not to give up, when you decided to keep going despite the exhaustion, and that one decision turned the entire spiritual tide in your favor. You thought nobody noticed, but heaven did, and because of that decision, a new financial path was released, a path that does not come from struggle but from alignment, a path that does not come from fear but from opportunity, a path that does not come from begging but from receiving what was always meant to be yours. Beloved, lean in closer, because you feel something moving around you right now, don't you? That strange heaviness lifting, that sudden calm, that feeling that something is shifting even though nothing physical has happened yet? This is not imagination, this is the spiritual world adjusting your energy to match abundance. You are being prepared for what's coming. My child, I must warn you of something important. There is someone in your energy field, someone who recently doubted you, criticized you, or wished silently that you would fail, not necessarily out of hate, but out of envy, out of their own insecurity, and their energy created blockages without you realizing it. Their disappointment in your progress pulled your vibration downward, but heaven intervened, and the angels were given instructions to remove every negative cord attached to your financial path, which is happening right now, and that is why you feel lighter, that is why you feel hopeful again, that is why your spirit is awakening. This breakthrough is not small, it is not ordinary, it is not accidental, it is the blessing that changes everything, shifting your life into a new timeline where money flows more easily, where the right people appear, where your ideas attract opportunities, where your name is spoken in rooms you have never entered, where your work finally receives the recognition it deserves. But listen carefully, there is a reason Michael himself is speaking to you. This shift has a condition. You must not ignore the signs that are about to appear, for heaven will send you 3 signs within the next 24 hours, and each sign is a confirmation that your abundance door is open. The first sign will come unexpectedly. It may be a message, a call, a number pattern, a sudden idea, or a feeling that pushes you towards something new. When it comes, your spirit will know. It will feel like a pull, a spark, a whisper saying, "Pay attention." The second sign will challenge your old beliefs. It may come in the form of a chance, an offer, a conversation, or a moment that pushes you outside your comfort zone. Do not run from it, do not doubt it, for heaven uses discomfort to guide your spirit to the next level. The third sign will be emotional. You may cry, feel relief, or suddenly feel overwhelming peace, and this sign confirms the release of everything that once blocked your abundance, confirming that the chains are broken. My beloved, your breakthrough is already in motion, but if you skip the message meant for your elevation, the alignment weakens, not because heaven punishes, but because your spirit loses focus, which is why I call you now urgently with the intensity of divine purpose. You are not reading this by accident. You were guided, you were called, you were chosen, and now heaven asks, will you step into the abundance that belongs to you? Before I take you deeper into what is coming, my child, if your spirit is receiving this message, do not lose your connection. Stay close, stay open, because the next part will reveal the truth behind why your abundance was delayed, who tried to block it, and how heaven restored your name with favor you cannot yet imagine. Are you ready, my child, my beloved, to hear the secret that changes everything? Prepare yourself now, because what I am about to reveal will shake something awake inside you. You have wondered for so long why your abundance kept slipping away at the very last moment. You worked hard, you prayed, you tried, you believed, and still the breakthrough stayed just beyond reach, and you blamed your luck, your timing, your decisions. But beloved, the delay had nothing to do with your worth. The truth is this: you were surrounded by energies that were not aligned with your rise, but heaven has cleared the field. And now, I must share the most powerful revelation of all, the attention-grabbing moment that your soul needs to comprehend. Your abundance is coming from a divine reassignment. Listen closely, for this is a secret of the spiritual realm. Someone else was supposed to receive a blessing that heaven has now reassigned to you. Someone else was positioned for an opportunity, a financial increase, a major shift, but due to their choices, their lack of gratitude, their misalignment, and their refusal to grow, they forfeited their blessing. Heaven looked at that unclaimed abundance, that orphan blessing, and said, "Give it to my child instead, give it to the one who has remained faithful, give it to the one who has suffered without losing their kindness." You are receiving a transfer of wealth, a transfer of favor, a transfer of opportunity that was prepared for another but is now destined for you, which is why this breakthrough will feel sudden, why it will feel surprisingly easy, why it will feel like it dropped out of the sky, because it did. You are entering a season of borrowed blessings that have become your permanent inheritance. My child, the money you were meant to receive, the opportunities that should have come earlier, the blessings that were delayed, everything is now being redirected back to you. And the angels are gathering what belongs to you piece by piece, preparing to return it in a form bigger than what was lost. But hear me clearly, this is not normal money, this is not normal abundance, this is a destiny release, a release that only comes once in a lifetime, and that is why Michael himself is delivering this message, because heaven does not risk such a blessing with a whisper. It sends a command, a warning, a calling. My child, my beloved, you are closer to a financial breakthrough than you have ever been, closer than you imagine, closer than you feel, closer than you realize. The spiritual world is already shifting, the blessing has already begun moving, and if you pay attention, you will feel the air around you changing as if your spirit is stepping onto unfamiliar miraculous ground. But listen carefully, for there is a spiritual law at work. Abundance responds to awareness. What you acknowledge, you activate. What you ignore, you delay. This message is not information, it is activation. You are being activated into a season of unexpected openings, doors you never knocked on, support you never asked for, opportunities greater than your past disappointments. My beloved, let me speak to the deepest part of your heart, for you have lived your life believing you always needed to earn your blessings, that you needed to struggle for everything, that you needed to prove yourself worthy, but this belief was never yours, it was projected onto you by people who never understood your spirit. Heaven calls you worthy, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. My child, let me reveal something you have not known. Your abundance was never denied, it was simply delayed until the people who would have sabotaged it were removed from your path. You lost some people recently, didn't you? People fell away, someone became distant, someone stopped supporting you, someone's true intention surfaced, and you thought it was pain, but it was protection. Heaven will never allow your blessing to fall into the wrong hands, and until those hands were removed from your life, your abundance could not be released. Now those hands are gone, now the energy around you is lighter, now the path before you is open. My beloved, you are entering a 24-hour window where heaven is watching your awareness, your openness, your readiness, and the way you respond to this moment will determine the speed of your breakthrough. Before I reveal what happens next, let me speak one more truth. If you skip divine messages, you skip divine timing, so stay connected, stay present. Beloved, what I reveal next will explain the exact form your abundance will take. Form 1, a divine opportunity, something you were not expecting but deeply needed will open for you, and this opportunity will feel too perfect, too aligned, too timely to be coincidence. It is heaven positioning you for success. Form 2, a financial release, money that was delayed, money that was blocked, money that belonged to you will find its way to you, and this may come through work, business, a new path, a person, a transaction, a surprise approval, anything, but it will come because heaven has already stamped your name upon it. Form 3, a person of destiny, someone will enter or re-enter your life with a role connected to your elevation. This person may become a guide, a partner, a supporter, a connector, a financial bridge, an emotional strength, a doorway to opportunity, for heaven rarely sends blessings without sending people, and the person arriving carries a key. Beloved, this is why your life has felt so strange lately. Heaven has been removing anyone who could not hold the vibration of what's coming. Your destiny requires stable hands, clear hearts, pure intentions, and aligned souls. That is why others were removed, that is why silence entered your life, that is why your heart felt empty. Heaven emptied your space so abundance would have room to land. My beloved child, the manifestation phase is beginning, but your awareness must stay sharp, your energy must stay open, your spirit must stay connected. And now, I ask you to engage in a sacred act of receiving. I ask you to breathe in the reality of this moment, to let go of the tension in your shoulders, to unclench your hands, and to say to the universe, I am ready. The angels are standing by, the ink is wet on the contract of your new life, the vault is unlocked, and the stream of abundance is flowing toward you. Do not look back at the ashes of your past, do not look back at the failures of yesterday, do not look back at the betrayal of those who did not understand you, for you are not going that way. You are going forward, you are going upward, you are going into the light of a new day where your bills are paid, your heart is light, your purpose is clear, and your bank account reflects the richness of your soul. This is the promise of Archangel Michael, this is the decree of the highest heaven, and this is the reality of your next 24 hours. Walk in it, claim it, breathe it, and know that you are loved beyond measure, protected beyond understanding, and blessed beyond your wildest dreams.